Coming up next on Common Agenda, special celebrity guest stars, plot twists, and a shocking death.
It's me.
You're gonna die?
No, I'm the celebrity guest.
Maybe both. You won't want to miss this. Stick around. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of NBC's Common Agenda. I'm your host, Sam Crichton, here to bring you the truth. I'm going to start bringing the realness into your homes, America, and I'll start with this. Ready? Ready? Here goes. Duck tours aren't even that good. It's just a regular tour led by a duck, but because it goes in the water and is a boat that drives on land and water, people treat it like it's the best thing since the new bread-slicing iPhone app. Okay, sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. Now then, on to the news. Let's take a second to pay our respects to well-loved Professor Bill Knott, who passed away earlier this month. Bill Knott was a gifted poet who published over a dozen poetry collections and had recently begun to post his work online for free. During his 26 years at Emerson, he touched the lives of the faculty as well as his students, and his kindness and insightful spirit will be missed. We've mentioned a lot of successful alumni during our time on Common Agenda, but it's not every day that we see a super talented actress snag a professional gig while still in school. Well, at least until we found Josephine Elwood, a junior BFA acting student who managed to land the leading role in Boston Speakeasy Stage Company's theatrical production, The Whale. No, it's not a spin-off of The Little Mermaid, although that would be kind of awesome. Josephine plays Ellie, a manipulative teenager struggling to build relationships with others, namely her father. Josephine is excited to perform and thankful for all of the support from her family and from Emerson. The Whale will be playing at Speakeasy Stage Company up until April 5th. To all the Emerson LA folks out there, I have to say I am officially jealous of all of you because your campus looks super fly. I mean, I accepted the bipolar weather and the lack of palm trees up in Boston, but seriously, I just Googled Emerson LA and wow, whoever designed those buildings deserves an award. No surprise that the school's designer, Tom Main, already has a Pritzker Prize. That's a fancy award for awesome architects, in case you didn't know, film students. Tom recently gave a lecture describing the process of designing the campus with a modern and futuristic look. I'm no architect, but I think it's safe to say that his vision for the school turned out amazing. Feel accomplished because Emerson made the A-list, of literacy, that is. This past summer, FlavorWire.com published a list ranking the 25 most literate colleges in America, and Emerson sealed the 20th slot. FlavorWire gave a small shout-out to the Writing, Literature, and Publishing Department and Plowshare's Literary Magazine. Nice going, grammar Nazis. Although, to be fair, having spell check on Word helps a little, especially when writing those research papers at 3 in the morning. You know you're famous when you have your own show, so congrats to alumna Maria Menounos for living the dream. Maria is known as host of Extra and is now the star of her own show, Chasing Maria Menounos, a half-hour reality series airing on Oxygen. The show documents Maria's journey as she balances her career, relationships, and family. Chasing Maria Menounos premiered last night, but you can catch new episodes every Tuesday at 10 on Oxygen. I think J-Law should have her own game show where she has to go through obstacle courses while wearing long poofy dresses. I'm just kidding. I love J-Law, but I would totally watch that. All right, let's take a break and check in with Hunter Reis. What have you got for us today?
Hey guys, today we're in studio with Michael Moccio of Emertainment Monthly. Good to have you here today, Michael.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
So why don't we start off by you telling us your position on Emertainment Monthly?
So I'm the vice president and managing editor, which really is just a fancy title, meaning that I do all the really boring paperwork and make sure that everything runs smoothly so our editor-in-chief can make sure that the quality keeps as high as possible.
Well, someone's got to do it, and you're right, you do get a fancy title. So why don't you tell us what Emertainment Monthly exactly is?
So we're an online entertainment magazine drawing inspiration from Entertainment Weekly. We publish, a variety of articles ranging from reviews of TV shows, movies, to interviews. We do op-ed pieces, just a variety of articles ranging from movies, television, books, comic books, just running the whole gambit.
So Emertainment Monthly, do you publish monthly or?
So as we were starting to become an organization, we were throwing around the idea of publishing a physical copy. We would publish monthly. As the organization grew, we decided to stick just online and keep the name because it's really catchy.
So I know you write about a bunch of TV and film, like you said, but what exactly do you write about?
So one of the things that is really big on our website is reviews. We have lovely press passes to the AMC, so our writers get to go and see advanced screenings and then write about it. We also get a lot of advanced copies of comic books, We also do interviews. We just got finished up with doing an interview with Maggie Q from the Divergent movie and Aaron Paul from Need for Speed. Both were press junkets hosted at the AMC by the marketing company Allied.
Well, it seems like writers for you guys get a lot of perks. How does one become a writer?
So since we started in September of 2012, it's really just been a volunteer basis. Now that we're SGA recognized, next year we're going to be a little more thorough in our application process, and we're going to have a pool of writers that we're going to go to for any assignments, and then if no one wants to, we'll open it up to the general Emerson community to get opportunities, and that'll be after the org fair next year.
Okay, so you can sign up for the org fair next year and then apply. Okay, so where can the general public read these articles?
We have a website, Emertainmentmonthly.com. We're hosted through WordPress, so just go online and you'll have access to all the different articles that we write.
So what is your favorite entertainment news story of the year?
Definitely the announcement that Captain America 3 and Superman vs. Batman are going to be released on the same opening night.
That is exciting. Well, thank you for coming today, Michael. And focus up, because we're sending it over to Michaela for this edition of Focus on Film. Get it?
Hey Emersonians, it's Melanie from Focus on Film. Have you ever wanted to see a poem adapted into a film? Well, now you can. We're about to talk to Jackson and Evan from Human the Death Dance. Come on, let's go take a look.
I'm Evan Walsh, I'm DP.
Hi, I'm Jackson Davis and I'm the director.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your film, Human the Death Dance?
Sure. So basically this project is a visual adaptation of the spoken word poem by Buddy Wakefield. And we're using Evan's photography as kind of like a vantage, jumping off point into where we're exploring visually. And basically we're going to try to bring his still photographs to life with movement.
So Evan, do you have a particular scene in mind that you're most excited to shoot?
One of the scenes I'm really excited to shoot is actually a reproduction of the main still that we're using for our production photos. But we're gonna have someone emerging from the smoke. It's gonna be at nighttime, so there's gonna be a light flashing in their back. So it's gonna be a silhouette of Samantha. One of the things that's inherent about photography is it's a still shot, so you don't have to worry about the continuation, like with smoke, especially because it moves around so much with wind and all this stuff. Like when you do experimental photography, you kind of take a million pictures and expect one of them to be good. But with film, you have to get the whole shot and have the whole shot make sense.
That's so cool to be known for something like that. Wow. Do you guys have any cast members in mind?
Well, we already had our casting calls a couple weeks ago actually. And our entire casting crew is primarily freshmen. We actually only have one sophomore cast member, who's Rachel Bruner. Also with our cast would be Karina Allen, Andy Leon, Emma Lukens, and then Stanton Afoe and Julie Maeza Hockmith.
What are you going to do with your film when you're done?
Well, obviously we'll upload it to the internet. I love Vimeo, and we'll definitely be uploading it to that when we're done with post-production and everything. And then I guess maybe we'll have a screening in the NPR or in kind of like for the Emerson community, and then definitely submit it to film festivals or wherever we can.
So Evan, are you planning on submitting it to next year's Emmys?
Yes, definitely. We'll be very eager to submit.
And I know we'll be very eager to watch it. Thanks so much for coming today, boys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
For now, I'm Melanie. See you next week. Bye. Feels good to be back in front of the camera. My time to shine, America. This is Michaela Halnon for you, here to bring you up to speed about the upcoming events around campus. Let's get started. Boston is great, but when you live here all the time, it can get a little boring. Unfortunately, most of the things you can do to liven up your time here aren't exactly the best for you and your future. St. Patrick's Day? Now, this is your chance to shake things up while also making progress towards your future career for only $25. This Friday, Career Services is sponsoring New York Connection, a trip to the Big Apple for undergraduate students. There will be opportunities to meet a variety of employers and Emerson alumni in fields such as communications and the arts, so students can learn more about working professionally in New York City. Buses for this event will leave Boston at 7 a.m. and return at 8 p.m. If you're interested, register through eHire, and if you have any questions or concerns, contact Career Services. A big part of the college experience is learning to be independent, and what's more independent than getting an apartment? No more sharing dorm bathrooms, having your shower interrupted by the fire alarm, or hearing your roommate's alarm go off 6 hours before you have to be awake. Off-Campus Student Services is hosting the For Rent Housing Fair today from 2 to 5 p.m. in the Billboardy Theater. There will be management companies and realtors from around the city to help you find your dream apartment. or at least one you can afford. Not to mention there will be free food and great prizes for anyone who stops by. Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm feeling down, I like to write angsty poetry about it. I posted some of my poems on my blog and they got like 12 notes, so I'd say they're pretty good. I've been wanting to start writing about more meaningful things though, like life, the universe, and everything. Christopher Hennessy, an Emerson alum, has mastered meaningful writing and is here tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. in the bookstore to talk about his work. He will be reading from and discussing his latest collection of interviews with influential gay authors. There will be a question and answer session afterwards about how writing has affected different aspects of your life. I wonder if he'd be willing to check out my blog. Now, everyone keeps talking about this Final Fantasy thing, and to be honest, I had no idea what they were talking about. So, I did some research and I realized they must be referring to the workshop this Friday on Final Cut Pro X, because it's kind of a fantasy to learn how to use video editing software from Emerson's own lovely IT people. So, from noon to 1:30, stop by Walker 418 to learn about Apple's professional editing software. But remember, this event is BYOEHD. Bring your own external hard drive. And you can bring your own film too, although sample footage will be provided. Be sure to RSVP in advance on the IT website. If you've had a rough week and want to finish on a good note, or if you've had a good week and want to start the weekend laughing, then don't miss Swomo Presents Balloon Sausage this Friday, 8 to 9 in the multipurpose room. Swomo is one of Emerson's student-run improv groups, and they are pretty darn tootin' funny if you ask me, although I cannot guarantee real sausage will be present. So pop down to P Row for this comedic welcoming of the first official day of spring. And did I mention it's free? Like weekends, like Boston, like beans, like Boston weekend beans? Then boy, do I have just the segment for you. It's Weekend in the Bean with Aaron Koval.
Welcome back to Weekend in the Bean. I'm Erin Koval, and this weekend we're covering the Irish Film Festival Boston, which is at the Somerville Theater at Davies Square from March 20th through the 23rd. Let's go interview director Don Morrissey to find out what it's all about. I'm here with Don Morrissey, the director of the Irish Film Festival. So, Don, what exactly does the Irish Film Festival have to offer this year?
Well, Aaron, we have 30 films from Ireland and across the world at the Somerville Theatre next weekend, which is March 20th to 23rd. And not just films, we also have 15 filmmakers and, of course, parties.
So what attracts people to the Irish Film Festival? What would be the intrigue for an Emerson student?
We give a lot of access to our filmmakers, and this year we have an Oscar-nominated filmmaker, Steph Green, who's going to be at the festival for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So that's a huge thing for them to come and talk to her, and also her producer is going to be there as well, and also some of the cast from Run and Jump, which is our opening night film. The Missing Scarf, which is a short film, got shortlisted for the Oscars. It didn't get into the final 5, but it did get shortlisted, which is huge because 2 years ago Ireland actually won the best short film at the Oscars.
And so you guys are the largest film festival, the Irish Film Festival, outside of Ireland. So do you guys draw a huge audience?
Yes, we get about 3,000 to 5,000 people, and we also get about 200 to 300 films submitted every year, which is kind of amazing when you think of the size of Ireland. It's only got 4.5 million people, but the diaspora across the world is huge, so we get a lot of submissions from, like, we actually have a local filmmaker who's of Irish descent, and her film Lambing Season will be here on Sunday. The funding comes from BA Events, which is actually the sponsor of the 5K Ross na HÉireann in Somerville, which actually is happening today, so that's why we're here. And they actually are the premier sponsor, but we have a lot of other local businesses who also sponsor us, and we write grants as well to the Irish government and the Cultural, the Arts Council, etc.
Well, thank you so much, Don, for talking with me today. I look forward to coming to the Irish Film Festival.
Thank you. I hope all the Emerson students will come too, and we do give discount to students.
Oh, there you go. I'm Erin Koval, and this has been Weekend in the Bean. I hope to see all of you at the end of the rainbow.
All right, pretty people, this was fun. Let's do it again sometime. I'm your host, Sam Crichton, signing off for another edition of Common Agenda. I leave you with a quote from the wisest man I know, my grandfather. He once told me, "Manny, you can't put your socks in the refrigerator." Even though not everyone can relate to being mistaken for your twin, it's worth thinking about. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the show. This is either Maddie or Sam Crichton signing off for this week of Common Agenda. See you next time.